Hi everyone, Bonnie here, and today I'm doing my magical YouTube journey that was started by Starlight. I remember her old name was Starlight Spellsinger, but she's something else now and I can't remember it. But it was started by Star. I was tagged by the Alternative Witchy Unicorn, and this is a 25 question tag, so it's going to be lengthy, but let's just get started. So the first question is, what is your channel name and the significance behind it? So when I first started my channel over a decade ago, it was Luna Sky, which was my magical witchy name. And I named the series Lunar Sky. But about a year ago, somewhere around there, I changed it to the Voniness. And the reason I changed it to the Voniness is that seems more like me. My friends call me Vonnie. And I see you guys as friends as well, so I feel more comfortable as the Voniness because I am the Ness of Vonnie, if that makes any sense. I am the Voniness. So number 2 is, what type of content do you create on your channel? For example, vlogs, educational, DIY, live streams, and so on. Most of it is vlogs. There's a lot of vlogs. There's some educational, there's some DIYs. I'm just like an amalgamation of random shit. It's all witchy, but it's not all the same style, if that makes sense. So number 3, what inspired you to start your channel? So I started my channel like 13 years ago, and there weren't very many witchy channels on YouTube. It had just pretty much started. So, I wanted to share. I had just started doing Wicca A Year and a Day, that big orange book, and I wanted to share that process, if you will. And I did a daily vlog every day of each lesson for like a month before life hit me like a train, because I was a mom of, at the time, only 3 girls, but I think I was pregnant with my son too at one point. And it was too overwhelming, so I just started doing witchy content whenever I could. But that's what inspired me to do it, is there weren't many witchy creators back then, and I wanted a voice. My channel stayed small over the years, so not many people are hearing me anyway, but that was what inspired me. It's like I had this information, I wanted to share it. So number 4, how long have you been on YouTube as a content creator? Like I said, about 13 years, like somewhere between 11 to 13 years. I know it was before I had my son, and my son is 11 and will be 12 in February of next year. So it was around that time. So about a decade, a little over a decade. So what are your hobbies outside of your channel? My hobbies include reading. I love going to the library and getting new books. I crochet, I knit, I doodle and draw, but mostly because of the depression and everything in my head, it's been really difficult to get motivated to do anything crafty or anything fun. So I've just been reading a lot. I like to read, I like to research, I like to just kind of dissociate, so kind of escapism, and reading really helps with that. But I also like watching movies, just hanging out and watching movies. That works too. So number 6, is there a new style of content that you want to try? Not really. I don't think so, because I just kind of go with the flow. I've done vlogs. I've live streamed on other people's channels. Maybe a live stream on my channel. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to talk about during a live stream, and who would show up anyway. But I have done it on other channels, and I don't know. I don't think there's much I haven't tried at least once after being on YouTube for a decade. Number 7, how do you plan out your content? I don't. I sometimes have ideas and I write those down, but nothing is like concrete. I don't have a script. Sometimes I write things down so that I don't forget them, but like I don't have a script. I don't have anything set up. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. 90% of the time, I'm just pulling it out of my ass. Justin, the Witch of Enchantment, is sticking things in his ass. Me, I'm pulling things out of my ass. They were already in there. So, number 8, what are your tools of the trade? Example, cameras, mics, lighting software. I use my phone mostly. When I first started, it was a webcam on a laptop. But once smartphones had their own cameras, that's pretty much it, because it's the best quality I have. Laptop cameras have not gotten better. You have to upgrade for that. And so I have a tripod that I sometimes use. Right now I'm not using it. That's why you're at a funky angle. But that's pretty much it. I don't have a mic. That's why my audio is wonky a lot of times. I don't have any lighting. I'm under fluorescent lights in the basement. So sometimes I get natural light from the basement windows. It's nothing fancy. I ain't got no money. that takes money. I ain't got no money. Number 9, as a content creator, do you experience burnout? If so, what does that look like for you, and how do you recover from it? Okay, so you've witnessed my burnouts, where I'm just like in a witchy slump, and it's I get good momentum, and then something happens, and it's just like a brick wall, and I just collapse in a heap. So usually I just kind of back off. Let everyone know, look, I'm struggling here. I'm not trying to disappear. I'm just struggling. And then I just kind of deal with the mental processes of that, take a break, read, relax. And then when I feel up to it, then I'll get back into the swing of things. Sometimes it can be just a few days. Sometimes it can be months. So who knows? So which video are you the most proud of, and why? I'd have to say it was my video describing my schizophrenia in my path, and what it did to my path. It's a lengthy video. It's about a half hour long. But I was really vulnerable at that point, and I shared a lot of stuff that was hard. It wasn't great. But to get it like out in the open, that's what I'm really proud of, because usually I talk to you guys all the time. I share my life with you, but there are a lot of things behind the walls that I've put up that I don't share. There's a lot of private stuff I don't share. In my relationship with my ex-husband, in my relationship with my kids, there's a lot of mess that I don't share. But in that one video, I started from like the beginning until that present time, and I was very vulnerable, and it was like my most authentic video, and that's the one that I'm the proudest of. So number 11, who inspires you within the Magic Pagan YouTube community? Okay, so Jasmine Ambrosia, I'm quite sure you've heard of her. She's fucking hilarious like when she talks to me. She's just great. She's very articulate. She's very smart. Like she uses self-deprecating humor sometimes, and she's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, no, she's fabulous. I think she's amazing. But she like does the research, and she shares the research, and she's vulnerable with us in sharing her life experiences with it. And like, she's never like, this is the right way to do it. She's always like, explore, be willing to explore. So she's really inspiring in that, because she uses not quite psychology. I don't know how to put it. Like she makes you do the work. Like, this is how you do it. This is how I do it. Now it's your turn, kind of thing. Another one who inspires me is Beanbag Hagwag, Trish. She's very like her. I like listening to her talk. So Trish, the Auntie Bean. I like listening to her talk because she's got this very soft, like motherly Like mom, like that's why we call her Auntie Bean. She's our aunt. She's the cool aunt, and she's very inspiring to me. Another one, there's just so many. Like I'm trying like really hard. I'm like, okay, let's just pick one more, but I can't. There's just so many. You guys are just like Astaria Sen Summer. She does like fairy stuff that I think is really cute, and she's got great artwork. Abby the Witch, she's exploring new things. I love her. Jasmine the Sage, I think she's new, and she incorporates like her gym workouts with her mundane gym workouts with her magical self, and she makes those like she makes those workouts about her body and about empowering her body and becoming magical, and I think that's amazing. So there's just a lot of people that are just freaking amazing. You guys rock. So are there any channels you would recommend? Pretty much everybody I mentioned. So there's that. Do you believe there are misconceptions about being a magical pagan YouTuber? I think the misconception that most people have is that it's easy, when in reality, it takes time to build a following. It takes time to build an audience. It takes time to do the research if you're doing like a specific thing. It takes time to edit. It takes time to film. If you're an editor, I'm not. I rarely edit. I used to when I first started. I don't have time for that now. I'll just truck along and hope for the best. But it takes time. It takes effort. And if you're like a full-time parent or a full-time worker, laborer, if you don't have that time, it takes time. That's why all the people that I mentioned, I'm just amazed at, because they have a life. You have a life outside of YouTube, and it takes time. And most people are like, oh, well, you're just a YouTuber. You just sit in front of a camera all day. No, it's not like that. So let me move the camera because I have the list right here. Where was I? What do you like and dislike about being on YouTube? I like the community that we're building. I wasn't part of the Exodus, and I wasn't part of the Genesis either. I just came in at an odd time. But I like the community that I've cultivated here. I enjoy your comments. I enjoy your support. A lot of you are now really close to my heart, and you've been strangers. You're just strangers, and we've gotten to know each other, and I can call you friend. And I haven't really disliked anything on YouTube, because I'm not on YouTube a lot. I watch what I watch and then call it a day. I don't go in search of ridiculousness, and I avoid the drama like the plague, because I have way too much going on to even start with any drama. But yeah, I like the camaraderie that you can create, and just the family you can build throughout. And I just think that's great. Like I said, I dislike the drama. Like some people, like hell, the most recent drama that I've had was, and it wasn't even my drama, it was Jasmine Ambrosia's drama, but she handled it like a boss. That one guy who like threw a fit over the witch's Black Lent that we did. Like threw a big giant fit, had a video that was like 30 minutes long of him just ranting about how this was blasphemous and so on and so. He's a pagan too, so I didn't understand what the hell his problem was. But yeah, like I just dislike that. Like you either like it or you don't. You don't have to go out of your way to create such negativity. And just I hate the drama. That's the only thing I hate. It's just the drama. Most people are decent human beings, and I've been lucky and fortunate enough to only deal with those. So number 15, what are some of the challenges and struggles you face creating on this platform, and how do you overcome it? I like fancy, but I don't have a proper editor on my computer. I still use Windows Movie Maker, okay, that I've had since 2005. um, and I don't have fancy intros. I would love a fancy intro. I did at one point have one. But I want to be more fancy. I want to be... I don't know. I don't have the time or the energy, so everything is just garbage. I do what I do, and I do it the best I can, and that's all I got for you. Do you have any boundaries on this platform? Why or why not? I don't think I have. My channel is really small. It's only like 300, maybe close to 400. And everyone I've come across who's like contacted me through the comments or something like that has been very polite and very friendly. Nobody has come across like an asshole. Even if we disagreed, everything was always civil. But like, I'm not going to give out my contact information to anybody unless we've been talking for a while. Like with Auntie Bean, she knows where I am because we talked for like a year, and she is in Minnesota, and I was in Texas back then, if you've been on the channel for a while, and I was moving to Minnesota because that's where I am now. But it took time, and but that's pretty much it. I'm not going to give you personal information unless it's something I feel comfortable sharing. I guess that's the only boundary I have. If you come to pick a fight, I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna block you. I'm just gonna tell you to fuck off. I'm not gonna entertain that kind of attitude. But that's pretty much the only... Oh, okay. Shit. Okay, so I skipped number 16, which was, what is your opinion on monetization, paywalls, or other exclusive content? Example, Patreon or other membership services. Paywalls and monetization, if you do that, good for you. If you get money off of that, praise be. It's not my thing. I'm sure if I had a bigger channel, I may consider it. But I have a small little thing, and I'm not going to get anything from it. And I don't have exclusive content that I just want to share with members. I want to share with everyone. If it ever turned into that, then I'll keep that option open. But if that's what you do, you boo. If you get money through it, that's awesome. If you can survive off of it, that's awesome. But I don't put that much energy in my channel, and so I'm not going to do it myself. Okay, now we're back in order. Number 18. Do you have any current goals for your channel? Currently, no. I do want to host like a giveaway if I ever reach $500 subscribers. I have some like witchy items that I've been saving for a little bit to like give away if I ever reach 500 subscribers. I doubt I ever will, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, that's pretty much like the only goal. Like maybe one day reach 500, but I don't really have any goals for the channel. I want it to stay authentic. I want it to be, this is my journey that I'm sharing with you. I want it to stay friendly and have civilized discussions about our experiences. I want us to grow in our practice. So those are the only goals, is I want us to be true to one another, to be friendly, and to always learn and grow. So number 19, what are some of the mistakes you've made and how did you fix them? I can't think of any mistakes. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm sure I've made mistakes, but I can't think of any right now. Usually if I'm wrong, I just tell you, hey, I was wrong. Like I know somebody had posted something about sage, and I made a comment that was not, I made a comment that wasn't well researched, and they're like, well, actually this, and then I go, oh, you know what? My bad. I fucked up. So that's pretty much how I handle mistakes. If I've made a mistake, if I've said something that is irrational, or I've said something that is offensive, and somebody calls me out on it, I'll be like, okay, I'll take it into consideration, because maybe I'm not wrong and you're just being petty. But if I am, I'm gonna tell you, look, I fucked up, I'm sorry, my bad, I'm only human. So we're getting close to the end now. So question 20, what are some of the ways your channel has grown since your first video? Like I said, I only have like 300 to 400 subscribers. I never paid attention to the numbers, so I don't know where I was like at peak performance. But some other ways that have it's grown is that I've grown as a person. I was in my late 20s, mid to late 20s when I started the channel, and I was a really young mom. I had a lot of kids. I went through a divorce. I had poverty issues. I've had poverty issues for decades now. Things have just been all over the place, but I'm more understanding, I guess, me as a person. But I think that shows on the channel as well. Like, old content is just, it's pretty bland. But I don't know. I guess that's the only answer I can give you. Question 21. Have you ever wanted to quit making videos? Why or why not? I don't think I'll ever quit making videos. I like sharing my journey with people. Witchcraft is one of my hobbies. I like to talk to people of like minds. I like to talk to people of unlike minds. I like to, it's my religion. It's my, you know, it's kind of like those Jehovah's Witnesses who just absolutely feel they need to show up at your door because in the Bible it tells them to be missionaries. It tells them to share the word of God, and it tells them that you've got to go out there. And that's why I'll probably never quit making videos, because I feel like that Jehovah's Witness, like, this is great information, I want to share this information with you, kind of deal. So I don't think I'll ever quit. I have too much fun, and I might take a break because I'm fucking tired, but I don't think I'll ever quit. Number 22. What do you wish you knew before starting your YouTube channel journey? That I'm stupid. No. If you hear bangs, like I said, my witchy room's in the basement, so all that noise is my kids running around, and the pipes shaking. But what do you wish you knew before starting? I started when it all started, so I don't. If I knew I'd be doing it this long, I don't know. Like, if I was a big channel, then I'd be like, oh wow, if I knew I was gonna like be this big, I'd do something differently. But I don't. What do you wish you knew before starting? I guess that content isn't all you can share. I don't know. That's a question for another day, I guess, because I have no idea what I would rather know before starting, because I started when YouTube was still young, and I've pretty much been doing the same shit different day for the past 10 years, so it hasn't changed much. People are more feisty and stupid, but it hasn't really affected my content, so there's that. 23. Do you post on any other platforms? If so, what are they? I have a Facebook page, but that is a personal page. And I only have a few other content creators on there. But for the most part, it's a very personal page that I share photos of family and tell them what's going on and things like that. It's mostly for family and friends who are out of state. I do have an Instagram, which is at the Vaughtiness. And that's where I share my witchcraft and my antics with my children. They're really weird kids. I can't imagine why. But yeah, it's witchcraft and stupidity all in one. But I still have Twitter, well, not Twitter, X, but I really don't post there. I used to, but not so much now. I did have a Facebook page called Luna Sky that I've been trying to change to the Vaughtiness that I used to post to, but like I said, I use Facebook mostly to keep in touch with family and friends, and I just never kept up with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just YouTube and an Instagram, and if we ever get close enough, I might add you to my Facebook, because I do have a few content creators that I've met throughout the years who have been absolutely wonderful, and I was like, okay, you're family now, like Auntie Bean, for instance. Almost to the end. 24. Do you have any advice for those wishing to create a channel? Do it. Fucking just bite it and do it. It doesn't matter what you put out there, as long as you're being true to yourself. If you're being authentic, do it. It's a great way to like process the information too. It's just go ahead and fucking do it. And last question, who will you tag in this video? I'm not tagging anybody. And the reason is that pretty much everyone I would have tagged has already done it. So there's no fucking point. But if you want to do it, like I said, for your own channel, do it. There's nobody here who can stop you. There is nobody telling you no. And if they're telling you no, tell them to fuck right off, because they're not the boss of you. So just do it. All right. I've been here for like a half hour, just rattling away. But anyway, that is my magical YouTube journey. I'm going to show you my shirt because I love it. There we go. Because I found it. And I was like, I need it because I'm a millennial and I have nostalgia issues. And I'm going to go. So I hope you guys have a great day and brightest blessings.